We will begin this hour, though, in the state of Texas, where testimony is going on right now in our newest live trial, the shot 5 times assault trial for Billy Delgado. He's accused of shooting his estranged wife, Erica Torres, while she was arriving in her car to pick up their daughter. Now, Delgado allegedly shot at Torres more than a dozen times, hit her 5 times in the abdomen, and she survived.
Yes, she did, barely. We just heard from the doctor who treated her and just went through piece by piece for this jury how serious her injuries were and what she's going to have to deal with as the years move on. She will always be affected from a physical standpoint because of what happened. Let's go back into the court now, and another witness has just taken the stand. We sort of skipped over that technical witness that had taken the stand before we took the break. Didn't add a ton to the trial, but boy, this next one, well, it is the mother of Erica Torres. She's just taken the stand. Let's watch.
Are you employed?
Yes.
What do you do for a living?
I'm an operations manager.
From where?
For auto truck transport.
From where, I'm sorry?
For auto truck transport.
Is that here in Laredo, Texas?
Yes, sir. We're located on Mile 13.
Oh, okay. Do you have a family?
Yes, I do.
Because it's how many members?
My oldest daughter, Erica Torres, and I have 3 boys.
And their names?
Miguel Torres Jr., Luis Emanuel Torres, and Christian Ivan Torres.
And what are their ages?
My daughter is 32. My Erica Torres is 32. Miguel is 30. Luis is 27, and Christian is 26.
Okay. And are you married?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Do you have any grandkids?
I have 2 granddaughters from my oldest daughter, Erica.
And their names?
Anabella Cortez and Esmeralda Delgado.
And how old are they?
Anabella is 11 right now, and Esmeralda turned 5.
And does Esmeralda have a nickname, or she goes by Esmeralda?
And she goes by Emmy.
By Emmy. Ms. Terrazas, do you know the defendant in this case?
Yes,
What's his name?
Billy Delgado.
And how do you know him?
He was married to my daughter
Okay. When did he marry your daughter?
in 2021.
2021, and we're talking about Erica Torres, right?
Yes, sir.
Are they still married?
No, they're no longer married.
Do you know when they got divorced?
Their divorce was finalized in 2025.
2025.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Do you know the exact date?
No, sir. I'm not the exact date. I know it was in 2025.
How long have you known the defendant, Billy Delgado?
Since 2018.
Since 2018. And you said they got married when?
In 2021.
And you also testified they were divorced in 2025.
Yes, sir.
You just don't remember the month.
No.
Okay, that's fine. Can you describe the relationship between your daughter Erica Torres and the defendant Billy Delgado?
It was unhealthy.
And that's based on your personal knowledge.
Yes.
Okay, can you tell the jury how or what you mean by unhealthy?
They had arguments. They argued back and forth.
Did you ever notice them fight physically?
No, sir. I never saw them fight physically.
Either Erica or Billy Delgado?
Neither of them.
Let me refer your attention to June 1st, 2024, Saturday. Do you remember that date?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you tell the jury what happened on that date?
On June 1st, I was at work. It was my weekend to work.
And what happened next?
I had spoken to my daughter earlier, like around at 11 o'clock.
Is that a.m.?
Yes, 11 a.m. And we had made arrangements to meet later on during the day after I had gotten out of work. I want
When were you supposed to get out of work?
It depends on when we finish, it varies depending on the time of when we finish dispatching.
Okay.
I want to say that maybe around I'm not sure if it was a little bit after 1 when I was getting ready to wrap up and making sure everything had been dispatched. I received a phone call from Billy Delgado's mom, Miss Delgado, and
What happened next?
I answered the phone, and Miss Delgado is on the phone, and she's frantic and she's yelling.
And where did you find that out on that conversation, on that phone call?
She's yelling that Billy shot Erica, and I kind of was confused at the beginning because I didn't understand what she was telling me.
When you heard those words, how did that make you feel? Or what was going through your head?
I was scared because how did she get shot? What was the condition?
Okay, what happened next?
I asked her what happened, and she's still saying Billy shot Erica.
I know it's already been, a lot of it's in evidence, but
Okay, so after you got that call from Billy's mom, being hung up, what happened next?
I received a call from my niece Kayla,
Okay.
and
Find out on that phone call.
Kayla confirmed. She tells me, "Tia, Billy shot Erica."
object again to the continuous.
Just what you found out on that phone call.
Yes.
Objection. Thank you. Okay, so you got a phone call from the defendant's mom and Kayla letting you know what had happened to your daughter. After that, what happened next?
I'm trying to leave work so that I can find out what's going on. At the time, neither of them were able to give me any explanation as far as where the incident happened, what had happened, and the condition of my daughter, and where my granddaughter was, because she was in Billy Delgado's possession.
And by granddaughter, you mean who?
Esmeralda.
And at that time, on Saturday, June 1st, 2024, where do you think Amy was? Where Esmeralda was?
I knew that she was with her father, with Billy Delgado.
Okay, and what happened next month?
I'm driving. I'm headed to what I thought, since I did not have all of the information, I thought, where do I go? So as I'm leaving, I'm trying to get a hold of her father to tell her what they're telling me.
Whose father?
Erica Torres. I'm calling her
What's
father,
his name for the record?
Miguel Torres.
Okay.
I'm trying to get a hold of him so I can let him know what's going on. He doesn't answer the phone. I'm trying to get a hold of my sister Mayela to let her know that I need her, to come, not let my mom find out what's going on because she's elderly.
Okay, and what happened next?
I receive another phone call from Mr. Delgado's mother. Again,
Okay, and without stating what she told you, what did you find out after that phone call?
she just repeats, the same thing. And then she tells me that her sister, Vanessa Flores, is going to be taking Emmy. And I tell her that that's fine. Then I know that Esmeralda is okay. And I receive a phone call from Kayla, and she tells me that they're taking Erica to LMC, to head to LMC.
So once you find out about LMC, what did you do next?
I try again to get a hold of Erica's father, Miguel Torres. I finally am able to get a hold of him, and I let him know that they just tell me that Erica has been shot. I don't know her condition. I don't know where she was shot, but that they're taking her to LMC, and he needs to get to LMC. And
after you talk to him and you let him know about LMC, what happened next?
I get to LMC. As I'm pulling up to LMC, I see the ambulance through the emergency room entrance. And
That time, Ms. Terrazas, was going through your head.
I don't know what condition my daughter is in, and I don't know if she's alive.
Okay, and what happens next? Once you arrive to LMC,
and going through the emergency room, and they don't let me into the back, and they can't tell me, give me information, so and I have to wait. And then after a few minutes, they finally let me into the back. And when I go into the back, into the waiting area that they have, my oldest son is already there because he got there first. And he tells me that he saw them wheel her in the bed, and that she was bleeding, that she looked very pale.
Ms. Terrazas, at that time, did you have any answers or not yet?
No, they couldn't tell us anything. The doctor had not come out to talk to us or anything. We were waiting in the waiting area.
Okay, and what happened next?
After a few minutes waiting there in the waiting area, we go ahead and let the officers know that my granddaughter at the time was there at Mr. Delgado's apartment and that we needed somebody to go and pick her up, that she was with her aunt, Vanessa Flores.
And you remember the time?
Mom reliving that traumatic experience.
It's been the worst, not knowing if your daughter was alive or dead.
Yeah, and fortunately she ended up living. But boy, she's reliving that trauma in front of the jury. We'll get a break and get back into the courtroom for more of the testimony from the victim's mother when we return.
Matriarch of the Adelson family gets arrested.
Donna Adelson is facing charges of murder, the death of her former son-in-law, Dan Markell.
Prosecutors say a bitter child custody battle was the motive for the murder-for-hire plot.
Now that Donna has turned into a defendant, what's next for the Adelson clan?
Now that the ship is really sinking fast, blood doesn't matter that much.
The Matriarch Mastermind Murder Trial. Live coverage begins this August on Court TV.
Back to court in just a minute, but first here's a quick look at some of the other cases we're tracking. Here at Court TV in Washington, jury deliberations underway in the case against two parents accused of trying to choke their 17-year-old daughter to death. They've been at it just about 15 minutes.
And in Florida, it's day one of testimony underway for a man who's accused of shooting former Orlando Magic player Adrian Payne.
And in Montana, opening statements begin today for a man accused of shooting his neighbor after a fight over a piece of mail.
And in Colorado, closing arguments are underway for this one. Cameras weren't allowed during this case, but it's a former dentist accused of poisoning his wife with protein shakes. We'll keep you updated on all of these trials throughout the day, but for now, let's head back to Texas. The shot 5 times assault trial for Billy Delgado, and we have on the stand right now the victim's mother, Erica Torres. Let's go back in.
Do you remember the time, more or less, when this was happening?
No,
Was it in the afternoon, evening?
it was already in the afternoon. It was after 1 o'clock.
Okay. And so once you told the officers about Amy's whereabouts, what happened next?
We're sitting in the waiting area, and I remember a doctor coming out to tell us that she's bleeding out, that they are trying to control the bleeding, and that is their major problem right now. And he does tell us that he doesn't think that she'll make it through the surgery.
And once you heard those news, Ms. Terrazas, what was going through your head? What were you feeling?
You don't know what to think because you don't have any control over that. What can you do? So we were praying, that God does something, a miracle.
Ms. Terrazas, you specify that you only have one daughter.
I only have one daughter, yes.
What is your relationship with, before this incident, what was your relationship with Erica Torres?
I have a very close relationship with my daughter.
Okay, so once you heard those news that maybe she wasn't gonna make it, you already testified that you were, thoughts that were going through your head. What happened next?
I'm sitting there with her brother, and they had directed us to go up they were taking her to the second floor. They were going to continue the surgery from the emergency area up to the second floor. And
Were you able to see the victim, Erica Torres?
no,
June 1st?
They were trying to do everything they could. They would not let us in to see her at all.
Did you see her the following day, on June 2nd, 2024?
No, we saw her Saturday in the night after the surgery when the doctor came out.
Where did you see her at?
They're in the ICU.
So when you saw her for the first time after the incident, or after the crime, what was going to be?
Praying. She's just lying there with all these tubes coming out of her.
Inez Terrazas, on June 2nd, when you saw her for the first time, was she awake? Was she conscious?
No.
Okay, and what happened next?
The doctor tells us that they're gonna go back in. They're taking her back into surgery because she's bleeding.
Do you remember the doctor's name?
No.
Okay. So did they take her back, I guess, for another surgery, and what happened next after that?
We're still left with the same, the doctor, every time someone goes into a surgery, you always run that risk. Of course, she has a higher risk that, she might not, they had already, the night before, they didn't think she was even going to make it the night before, through the night. So the fact that she had made it through the night was, a big blessing. And
when the victim was taken to the hospital, who else was there in the waiting area, waiting just to hear? Who else was there besides you? If you can remember.
All her brothers were there. Her father. All my 3 sons were there. My mother, my sister, her father, her sisters on her father's side, all of her aunts and my nieces. We were all there praying for her.
Okay, so on Saturday, on Sunday, June 2nd, 2024, after she goes back for surgery, she comes out. What happened? What happened next?
They were able to, the doctor says that he was able to stabilize her, and they make the decision to have her airlifted to San Antonio.
Do you know more or less at what time was that on June 2nd?
It was around 6 o'clock.
In the AM or PM?
PM.
PM. Okay, so were they able to fly her to San Antonio?
Yes, she was airlifted to University Hospital in San Antonio.
Okay. What did you do next after she was airlifted?
That was Sunday night. Her father drove straight to San Antonio so that he could be there when she landed at University Hospital. I had to stay back and make arrangements for her older daughter Annabella and for her younger sister Esmeralda. I needed to get paperwork in order and everything with Child Protective Services so that I would be able to take her with me to San Antonio.
So when did you arrive to San Antonio?
I arrived to San Antonio on Monday around 11 in the morning.
And that would be June 3rd, 2024?
Yes.
Okay, so once you were in San Antonio, what was Erica's health status?
She was still unconscious. When she arrived on Sunday, they had to immediately take her in again to surgery for the same. She was bleeding a lot. They had to give her a lot of transfusion. The first time I saw her in San Antonio on Monday, it was when they had brought her out from surgery because she had a surgery on Sunday night, and then she went in again on Monday for a surgery.
The first time you saw in San Antonio was on June 3rd?
Yes.
2024. What did you do when you were there? Did you do anything?
The first couple of days when we were there, since she was in and out of surgery, we were there. We were praying for her. There was just so many complications that were uprising from the injuries that she had sustained, you know, that every day was just something, it was up in the air, you know, if she was going to be okay or not.
Okay, I'm gonna show you some pictures that were taken on early June, starting on June 3rd. May I approach you, Judge?
Yes.
I'm gonna show you the exhibits 37 to 43. To 43. Can you show you those pictures? Do you know who took those pictures?
I took those pictures.
Okay, and they're, again, just for the record, they're exhibits 37 to 43.
Yes.
You please review them and tell me if you recognize the location, the items on those pictures.
Yes, I recognize it's my daughter, Erica Torres.
Just a yes or no, if you recognize them. Okay.
Yes.
And are those pictures a fair and accurate depiction of the location, the items, the objects as you observe them?
Yes.
Judge, I'm going to tender those exhibits 37 to 43 to the defense for any objections. And again, you took those pictures?
Yes, sir.
Judge, I have an objection. Can I approach?
Yes.
All right, sidebar there. Let's bring in Marie Pereira. She's in LA, criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor. What do you think of this case overall?
This defendant should be called Billy the Kid Delgado. Basically, what they're saying is it was all right for him to do it. That's what I'm getting from the defense because of what happened allegedly with their child. So now it's okay for him to just take a gun and start shooting at the woman? That's the justification the defense is trying to touch base with here? It makes no sense to me. I think the prosecution is doing an excellent job at proving her serious physical injuries. This was an attempted murder, even though they charged it as an assault. Who has the right to do that? And that's what they're trying to convince the jury of, to nullify what he did and to say it was all right for him to come guns blazing to what, defend his little girl who allegedly got assaulted by the victim's brother? Unbelievable.
Yeah, we are going to see much more from this mother on the stand. She's, again, as you mentioned, Marie, she is explaining how bad these injuries were and what it was like for their family watching this daughter go through this and go through this coma. Let's get to our break so we can get you back in to that Texas courtroom. After this, the case against Billy Delgado.
Welcome back. Let's head to Laredo, Texas. We've been following testimony in the trial for defendant Billy Delgado.
Delgado is charged with shooting his ex-wife Erica Torres 5 times in an incident that took place last year. Despite her injuries, Torres managed to drive away from the scene, and then she was involved in a 3-car crash as she attempted to reach the hospital.
She spent months in intensive care afterwards and underwent more than 24 surgeries. We heard from the doctor that treated her today and told the jury that she will have these injuries and the complications from what happened for the rest of her life. Let's head back into the courtroom now. Mom, the victim's mom, is on the stand.
State exhibits 37, 38, and 40 were exhibits. May I use the oath?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Hassel, these pictures were taken by you on early June 3rd.
Yes.
Is Custody exhibit number 37. Who is that in the picture?
My daughter, Erica Torres.
And this was the first time you saw her at University Hospital, correct?
Yes.
Okay. What's going through your mind when you saw your daughter like that? You can take your time.
She's gonna pull through this, and what kind of life she's gonna have for her girls.
Okay. I'm going to show you the picture you also took in early June, which is study exhibit number 40. Who's that in the picture again?
My daughter, Erica Torres.
And what is this thing on her leg? Do you know?
It's a temporary cast for a double.
Okay. I'm going to show you what's been marked as study exhibit number 38. Can you tell the jury what you see in this picture?
That is my daughter's abdomen after one of the surgeries when the nurses were going in for wound care.
Do you know what this is or what you see?
That is,
If you don't know, that's fine.
it's where they had connected her small intestine.
Do you know what this bag is?
That is for the secretion from the discharge from her insides.
And again, for the record, you took these pictures June 3rd, early June, right?
Yes, sir.
Now I'm going to show you other pictures that were taken on late June. For the record, it's going to be, I'm going to show you what's been marked as study exhibit number 47. 44 to 47. Can you please review the pictures? Who took those pictures, ma'am? Study exhibits 44 to 47.
I took the pictures
Okay, and they were taking around when?
mid-June.
Okay, and so you recognize those pictures and you recognize the location, the items, and the objects in those photographs.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and are those pictures a fair and accurate depiction of the location, items, objects as you personally observed them?
Yes, sir.
For those to defense, if there's any objections.
Another sidebar there during the testimony of the victim's mother. Let's bring back in criminal defense attorney Marie Pereira. Marie, you mentioned that this should have been an attempted murder case versus the family violence, which we understand the penalties are actually much stiffer for the assault with family violence than perhaps they would be with second degree, and they get around intent perhaps. But do you think if that is going to be his defense, that he has to take the stand in a case like this?
Absolutely. Explain to us what was your mindset and your frame of mind that made you believe it was ever okay to shoot up the woman's car like that. He destroyed her entire GI system, basically. You know, I am a registered nurse. As I'm listening to the injuries, the way they had to basically resection her entire colon from small to large, I'm shocked this woman is even alive. I'm speechless. He will have to take the stand to basically try to justify that it was okay for him to do that to her, to avenge an alleged sexual assault on his little girl. Maybe his mind was so insane and crazy, it was almost like a heat of passion assault against her.
Yeah.
This is a tough hill for the defense to climb. It really is, and I don't see how they're going to climb it unless the jury just sets aside the law, period.
Yeah, and I mean, the 1-2 punch of her injuries, well documented, then the video of him actually shooting her, it's pretty obvious that this is what happened for her. And they're setting her testimony up. Most of our cases at Court TV, it's all talking about the victim and the victim. The victim's dead in most of our cases. Not this time. So this jury is going to be hearing all about the victim, all about her injuries, all about what happened, and guess who's going to come walking into the courtroom? We're wheeled in the victim. And that is going to be a powerful moment when Erica takes the stand. So for old Billy to get up on there after she does, watch out. That could really backfire.